Mega Simulation 24.
The Mega Simulation left off yesterday after week 10, which is the first weekend in November. We simulated all the Power 4 games.
All the Power 4.
And the games that we were looking forward to this week. Now, keep in mind, when we do this, because this is definitely the busiest week, a lot of the brand name games, aren't going to show up on this list because not all the big brands, are in contention. So when we look at the games of the week, we're just looking at the games featuring the teams that are in the playoff conversation at that moment.
And again, John, explain people what you did, how you did. You just kind of were shooting from the hip, right?
I was shooting from the hip.
As a God-fearing American.
As a God-fearing lover of football.
2A John.
I was just looking at, it was just a gut feeling.
Yeah. You weren't like, let me get out the SP Plus.
No, K Ford, baby. K Ford.
Let me get out the K Ford.
But so these were the games coming up this week: Florida State, Notre Dame, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU, Maryland, Oregon. Yes, the Mega Simulations for some reason really likes skinny Mike Loxley. So
is he that skinny? I haven't seen. Did
he lost a lot of weight. He looks pretty good. Oh, so after the week 11 in the Big Ten, Iowa beating UCLA, Michigan over Indiana, Ohio State over Purdue, Penn State over Washington, the Rutgers beating Minnesota,
Purdue,
and Oregon over Maryland.
Wow, look at that standing. Iowa at the top. Go Hawks. No, Nick, not go Hawks. Nebraska 7-2. This place would be losing its mind in a good way.
Yes, they would.
A bowl game.
Yes, it would be. It would be a bowl eligible.
You would have so much fun on all
projections?
Those overreactions.
No. Because we don't care about the bowls. It's only about the playoff.
We're playoff boys, Nick. Sorry.
But yeah, the Big Ten is a very crowded standing right now with 6 teams with only one loss in conference.
Okay.
Right?
Where to next?
Looking at the ACC.
I'm always reminded that the ACC logo looks like an iron.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Got to iron my shirt.
Wake Forest over Cal, Boston College over Syracuse, Georgia Tech over Miami. I picked an upset there. I had a few upsets.
Look at this.
North Carolina State over Duke, Pitt over Virginia. The Mega Simulation did not like Virginia. Va-Tech over Clemson, and Florida State over Notre Dame. So Notre Dame suffers their first loss in the Mega Simulation.
Wow.
I'm noticing a lot of teams in this Mega Simulation that have like 1 or 2 losses.
Yes, there are a lot.
Good observation,
There
Nick.
are a lot.
It's a different world we're living in.
Again, I don't know if this is going to play out like this. Well,
Cupcakes are in the trash, Nick.
They're not. This season does not have a ton of great non-conference games. I think it's less than it's been in any recent year.
Sad.
Say for 2020. So I do think that there's going to be a lot
Dave
of
Bartu and Michael Severe for this.
There's going to be a lot of one-loss teams because there's not a lot of good on good, if you will, non-conference matchups. So Florida State, Va-Tech, Louisville, North Carolina, all still with 1 loss. Clemson 5-2 in ACC. The Big 12. Central Florida beats Arizona State. Kansas over Iowa State. TCU over Oklahoma State. Texas Tech over Colorado.
Sorry Josh
Brian.
Land.
West Virginia over Cincinnati, and Utah over BYU. The Utes remain undefeated.
You like UCF? What year is it? 2017 or 2018?
I'm seeing
UCF's having a good year.
I don't like this non-Iowa State representation I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a
Iowa State erasure?
Wasn't there another preseason poll that had them, or simulation that had them winning?
Yeah, that was a video game. This is the John Bishop.
This is the mega simulation.
Sorry, Nick. This is real. That is pretend.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
And in the SEC, LSU over Alabama.
Let's go! Brian Kelly at it again. Brian Kelly, I don't believe it.
Missouri over Oklahoma. Ole Miss beats Georgia.
Oh, daddy like.
Well, again, I think it's going to be hard for. I think it's going to be hard for Georgia to three-peat. I think it's going to be hard.
John, they didn't win the national title last year.
Oh, that's right. They did.
They can't three-peat.
God, I can't.
Yeah.
I just assume the SEC wins everything.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Michigan, John. Michigan.
No one cares.
Jim Harbaugh. Oh, Kenya. He won the title. It's the first two lyrics of the Lion
Texas
King
over Florida,
I don't
Tennessee
think
over
that was the
Mississippi
first two
State,
lyrics
South
of Lion
Carolina
King.
over Vanderbilt.
I don't think they say the word Kenya.
The SEC is a little more organized. I mean, you got Tennessee and
it really
Texas
is.
still undefeated. Ole Miss and LSU are 1 loss. Georgia's at 5-2. Missouri's at 3-2.
How about that? Games
Where's Alabama?
Well, they don't have Nick Saban anymore. How about the fact that Georgia has played 7 games in the SEC in their first 9, but Missouri's only played 5?
Yeah.
Whew, that'll be
That's
wild.
what happens when you have only an 8-game conference schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So that's this week's mega simulation. But again, as you can see, you still have a slew of 0 and 1 loss teams.
Yeah, do you have a list of that?
I don't, but I mean, if you can just scan it here. I mean, the
1,
Big
2,
Ten alone
3.
has 6 1-loss teams.
No. They have 4.
Yes, I'm looking at the conference standings.
Yeah.
So they got 4 1-loss teams and 4 2-loss teams.
Yeah.
The ACC
Has 3 1-loss teams and 1 2-loss team.
Notre Dame is also a 1-loss team.
Notre Dame, yeah.
Utah's undefeated. UCF is 9-1.
Mm-hmm. Look at all those.
And in the SEC, you got 2 undefeated teams and Ole Miss and LSU with 1 loss. I mean,
again,
it's very crowded.
The lesson from earlier is that there will be a lot of teams still in the mix. I mean, just do it.
Sure.
Let me do some. I mean,
which is why we did the mega simulation.
6. That's 12. That is 18. You're looking at 25 teams that are in the playoff mix just based off of the pretend mega simulation. That's not even counting group of 5 teams that would also be having a shot. So like we are now in, what was the date? November 9th, my dad's birthday. Happy birthday to my dad this November.
Do you know what you're going to have for dinner that
Probably,
day?
you know.
No, I don't, Nick. I have no idea. But to have that many teams still in the playoff mix, November the frickin' 9th, man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And looking ahead to tomorrow's mega simulation, which will be week 12. Now, there's only a couple of games featuring teams with playoff. Now, again, these are just the teams that are in the playoff conversation at the moment.
Okay.
But Tennessee, Georgia, Rutgers, Maryland.
Rutgers, Maryland is an elimination game.
Kind of. Told you, the mega simulation
Goofy.
likes skinny Mike Locks.
I think the mega simulation was smoking some doobies this week.
No.
Some robo-dubes?
Yep.
No, not at all.
Delta 8 Robot Edition.